Flattery? Compliment others to butter them up and get them in good mood for requests. Hone in on their insecurities and provide them the reassurance they need for better. This is only one of manipulation tactics. Manipulator do. However, I do not recommend doing what you will learn in this video. This is just additional knowledge to protect yourselves from anyone who will use it on you. But before that, please subscribe to our channel. This encourages YouTube's algorithm in promoting more of our mental health and philosophy content to more people out there. Thank you. Ever wonder how some folks always seem to get their way? Well, it turns out they might be masters of manipulation. What makes them tricky is they use seemingly innocent tactics that can be hard to spot. But here's the deal. Just because someone acts a certain way doesn't automatically mean they're a manipulator. Think of manipulation like a sneaky ninja, hiding behind innocent actions that, when used with a sneaky plan, become tools of manipulation. It's a bit like a puzzle where what you see might not be what's really going on. So we're not slapping labels on people here. These are just tendencies, not strict rules. Let's dive into the world of manipulation and check out 9 signs that might hint someone is a bit of a master manipulator. Keep in mind, it's about recognizing patterns, not putting people in boxes. Time to unravel the mystery of manipulation. Number 1, they aren't consistently intimidating. Surprisingly, not all manipulators give off an intimidating vibe. It's quite the opposite. Many of them are charming. This might sound odd, but there's a whole philosophy behind it. Research shows that master manipulators often rely on their charm to keep a cycle of manipulation going. Charm, typically linked to creating a positive first impression, becomes their secret weapon. They use it to draw people back in or cover up their not-so-nice thoughts. Think of it like a clever disguise. The charming exterior hides the manipulative game underneath. This charm isn't just about being likable. It's a strategic move. When someone charms their way into your good graces, it's like they're wearing a mask, and behind it, they're working their manipulation magic. Now let's break it down. The charm isn't just a one-time show. It's part of a manipulator's toolkit. They know how to turn it on when needed. It's not about being genuinely friendly or charismatic. It's a tactic to keep others under their influence. So if someone seems charming but leaves you with a weird feeling, trust your instincts. It might be a sign that their charm is a tool in a larger game of manipulation. Understanding this dynamic helps us see through the charm and be aware of the subtle games some people play. In the realm of manipulation, charm is the deceptive cloak of the master manipulator. Contrary to the expectation of intimidation, these individuals wield charm as a strategic tool. Drawing inspiration from Stoic philosophy, the charm becomes a calculated means to perpetuate a cycle of influence. It is not a genuine display of charisma, but a crafted facade, concealing a complex game. The Stoic perspective encourages discernment, urging us to see beyond surface impressions. Charm, in this context, is not a virtue but a calculated move in the manipulation playbook. It is a reminder that appearances can be deceiving and that true wisdom lies in understanding the intentions behind seemingly pleasant exteriors. By adopting a Stoic lens, we cultivate resilience against the allure of charm, recognizing it as a potential veiling of less honorable motives. Number 2, they hold the assumption that humans are inherently evil. Are humans naturally good or naturally evil? Well, according to psychologist Susan White-Parton, many master manipulators lean towards the belief that humans are inherently inclined towards the latter. Picture this. Master manipulators, those sly individuals who know how to play the game, often hold a view that humans are inherently not so virtuous. It's like they see the world through a lens where honesty is a rare commodity, and people are prone to taking advantage of one another. Now let's break it down. In their worldview, trust is a fragile thing because they assume that people at their core have a tendency to be dishonest. It's as if they expect a hidden agenda behind every interaction. This perspective becomes their operating system, guiding their actions and justifying their manipulative. Susan Whiteparton's insights shine a light on the psychology behind the master manipulator. They don't merely manipulate for fun. Their actions are rooted in a belief that the world is a place where everyone is out for themselves. It's a mindset that fuels their strategies, making them experts at exploiting what they perceive as the inherent untrustworthiness of human nature. So, the next time you encounter someone who seems to effortlessly weave a web of manipulation, consider the possibility that they view the world as a less than honorable place, and their manipulative maneuvers are a response to what they believe is the true nature of humanity. Understanding this perspective gives us a clearer picture of the intricate psychology at play in the world of master manipulators. They tend to hold the belief that humans are inherently dishonest and inclined to take advantage of one another. This viewpoint shapes their actions as they navigate a world where trust is perceived as fragile and hidden motives. This mindset becomes the foundation for their manipulative strategies, viewing the world as a place where everyone is driven by self-interest. Understanding this Stoic lens provides insight into the motivations behind the calculated maneuvers of master manipulators. Number 3, they find a practical necessity for manipulation. Ever notice someone bending the rules, deceiving others, or exploiting situations for what they believe is a greater good? Well, that might ring a bell for master manipulators. These folks tend to find a practical necessity for manipulation, justifying actions that might not align with typical ethical standards. Think about it like this. In their minds, manipulating others becomes a means to an end. They're adept at rationalizing their actions, making it seem like they have a good reason for bending the rules. This justification can take various forms as they navigate through a mental landscape where manipulating others is seen as a practical necessity. Now let's break it down. It's not that providing reasons always labels someone as manipulative, but for master manipulators, it's like they have a toolkit of justifications ready to go. This doesn't necessarily mean they're strongly against the idea of manipulation. In fact, it suggests quite the opposite. Their ease in finding justification serves as a red flag, indicating a mindset that sees manipulation as a pragmatic approach to achieving their goals. Understanding this aspect unveils a crucial element of how master manipulators operate: their ability to seamlessly integrate manipulation into their toolkit of problem-solving strategies. It's a glimpse into their rationale, where the end often justifies the manipulative means. Manipulators perceive manipulation as a practical necessity, justifying it by bending ethics and exploiting situations for what they deem a greater benefit. This aligns with a mindset where the end goal becomes a rationalization for manipulating others, reflecting a Stoic perspective that allows for a pragmatic approach even if it involves bending ethical boundaries. Number 4, they like to embellish stories. Ever come across someone who spices up their stories with a bit of exaggeration? You know, adding in extra details, dialogue, or even moments that never really happened. It's a common thing, usually harmless, but here's the twist. At its core, it's a form of manipulation. Manipulators have a knack for embellishing stories. It's not just about making a tale more interesting. It's a subtle tactic to influence how others feel. By adding extra flair, they aim to sway their audience, evoke specific emotions, or even garner empathy. When someone consistently embellishes stories, it's like they're painting a picture that might not quite match reality. It's not about harmless storytelling. It's a strategic move to mold perceptions. This manipulation through embellishment becomes a tool for these individuals, allowing them to subtly control how others perceive events, people, or situations. It's essential to recognize that not everyone who embellishes is a manipulator. But for those who are, it's a calculated way to guide your emotions and opinions. So, the next time you catch someone adding a bit too much spice to their stories, consider the possibility that they might be orchestrating a narrative with a specific agenda in mind. Understanding this sheds light on the artful manipulation that can occur even in seemingly harmless tales. Those inclined to embellish stories, adding exaggerated details or fictional elements, may not always have ill intentions. Yet, in the Stoic view, such embellishment is considered a subtle form of manipulation. Master manipulators employ this technique to influence emotions or garner empathy, utilizing storytelling as a tool to shape perceptions. Number 5. Their phrasing is ambiguous. Ever come across someone who speaks in a way that leaves you uncertain about what they really mean? It's like they use phrases such as "your choice," but to guide the conversation in their favor. Paying attention to how a master manipulator phrases things can offer a glimpse into their true intention. Let's break it down. These phrases might seem harmless, and most people use them without manipulative motives. However, for master manipulators, it's like they have a linguistic toolkit to subtly influence your thinking. When they say "your choice," but it's not just giving you an option, it's nudging you towards their preferred outcome. Picture it as a gentle steering of your thoughts. By using ambiguous phrases, master manipulators create a subtle pressure, making it more likely for you to align with their perspective. It's not about forcing you outright. It's about leading you down a path that suits their agenda. In simple terms, these expressions trigger a sense of accommodation on your end. You might not even realize it, but slowly and subtly, your thinking starts to align more with theirs. It's like a psychological maneuver where their words become the puppet strings guiding your thoughts. Understanding this linguistic manipulation is like having a shield against unwittingly falling into their influence. So the next time you encounter ambiguous phrasing, take a moment to question if you're being gently guided down a path you didn't necessarily choose. It's a subtle but powerful aspect of how master manipulators shape the narrative to suit their aims. In the Stoic perspective, master manipulators employ ambiguous phrasing, subtly guiding others toward their preferred outcome. Phrases like "your choice," but act as psychological nudges, leading individuals down a path that aligns with the manipulator's agenda. The Stoic insight encourages awareness of these linguistic maneuvers, providing a shield against unwitting influence, as one contemplates whether their thoughts are being gently steered in a direction not of their choosing. Number 6. They use passive aggressiveness. Have you ever experienced the frustration of someone giving you the silent treatment? It's like they're withholding communication, making you feel compelled to do anything just to break the silence. This subtle yet powerful tactic is an example of passive aggressiveness, a tool often wielded by master manipulators. For silent treatment, seemingly harmless, becomes a potent form of manipulation. It's not about overt actions, but the psychological weight it carries. This tactic can make you bend against your will just to restore communication. It's an experience that ranges from being agonizing to downright painful. Now, let's dig deeper. Passive aggressiveness extends beyond the silent treatment. It can manifest in snide comments, gossip, or other seemingly innocuous actions. These tactics are like covert maneuvers aiming to induce guilt or shame in others to secure compliance. In simpler terms, imagine someone making sarcastic remarks or spreading gossip behind your back. It may seem less direct, but the impact is equally powerful. Master manipulators employ passive aggressiveness as a subtle weapon in their arsenal, pushing others to conform to their desires without overt confrontation. Understanding this dynamic is crucial. The next time you find yourself on the receiving end of the silent treatment or encounter subtle yet cutting remarks, recognize it as a potential form of manipulation. It's like deciphering a hidden language of influence, allowing you to navigate these situations with a heightened awareness of the psychological strategies at play. Master manipulators deploy passive aggressiveness, exemplified by tactics like the silent treatment, snide comments, or gossip. These covert actions aim to induce guilt or shame, subtly coercing others into compliance. Recognizing these maneuvers through a Stoic lens enables heightened awareness, offering a shield against succumbing to manipulative influences. Number 7, they often use others for personal gain. Ever encountered someone who consistently relies on others, using them as a shield when faced with even the smallest challenges? This behavior often stems from a coping mechanism employed by individuals dealing with an underlying mental disorder. The effects of this disorder on their moods can fuel manipulative tendencies. For some, using others becomes a maladaptive coping strategy linked to an underlying mental health condition. Instead of facing adversity head-on, they opt to exploit people for personal gain. This pattern of behavior may cast them in the role of a master manipulator. Let's break it down. When confronted with challenges, these individuals instinctively turn to others as a buffer. It's not about genuine collaboration. It's a strategy to shield themselves from discomfort. This reliance on others becomes a recurring pattern, and the manipulation lies in their ability to exploit people for their own benefit. Now consider the impact on relationships. Others might feel used, taken advantage of, and manipulated. It's not a simple case of seeking support. It's a calculated maneuver to navigate challenges without facing them directly. This behavior becomes a hallmark of a master manipulator, as they skillfully manipulate situations to serve their personal interests. Understanding this dynamic sheds light on the intricate connection between underlying mental health conditions, coping mechanisms, and manipulative behavior. It's a reminder that, while compassion is crucial, recognizing when reliance on others transforms into exploitation is essential for maintaining healthy relationships and avoiding the grasp of a master manipulator. Individuals grappling with an underlying mental disorder may resort to using others as shields in the face of adversity. This coping mechanism, while stemming from internal struggles, transforms into a manipulative strategy. Recognizing this behavior through a Stoic lens underscores the importance of maintaining boundaries and cultivating resilience. Number 8. You're scared to say no to them. How comfortable are you saying no to others? Perhaps you're adept at it, except when dealing with certain individuals. If you fear their reaction and feel pressured to change your mind when saying no, you might be dealing with a master manipulator. Expressing a simple no becomes a source of anxiety due to the anticipated pressure from a manipulative person. It's important to recognize that feeling scared or hesitant in such situations doesn't make you weak. Prioritizing your own peace is crucial, and succumbing to manipulation is never your fault, regardless of any attempts to make you feel otherwise. But breaking it down further, the fear of saying no to a master manipulator is not a reflection of your weakness, but an acknowledgement of their skill in creating an environment where resistance feels challenging. Your well-being should take precedence, and recognizing manipulation is a step towards reclaiming your own agency. Understanding this dynamic helps shift the narrative from self-blame to empowerment. It's a reminder that saying no is a healthy boundary, and your peace of mind is worth safeguarding. In the face of manipulation, recognizing your own strength becomes an essential tool for maintaining personal well-being. Fearing to say no to a master manipulator is not a sign of weakness, but an acknowledgement of the challenging environment they create. Recognizing manipulation and prioritizing personal peace align with Stoic principles, emphasizing the importance of maintaining inner strength and resilience. And number 9, they talk in circles. Ever find yourself in a conversation that seems to go in circles with someone? That feeling arises because manipulators skillfully avoid reaching a resolution. When faced with uncomfortable questions, they dodge, swiftly change the subject, or subtly deceive to make you question yourself, all to sidestep admitting fault or compromising. Imagine discussing a tricky topic with them, only to realize they're expertly avoiding a straightforward answer. It's not accidental. It's a deliberate strategy. Manipulators excel at keeping conversations ambiguous, steering away from accountability or uncomfortable truths. They might change the subject so swiftly that you're left wondering how the conversation took a sudden turn. Talking in circles is a manipulative technique, a way for them to maintain control and avoid conceding ground. By evading direct answers, they keep you on uncertain ground, making it difficult for you to pin them down or hold them accountable. It's a complex dance where clarity and resolution are deliberately elusive. Understanding this conversational tactic is crucial. When you recognize someone talking in circles, it's a red flag signaling potential manipulation. It's a reminder to stay vigilant in conversations, seeking clarity and holding firm to your concerns rather than being led down a labyrinth of confusion crafted by a master manipulator. But remember this: a human being who has become a manipulator is a liar who has become so skillful at using deception that he does not even need to tell a lie to lead somebody else to believe a lie to be true. And this, not for you to do. Take care, my friend.